The air inside the small town police station was heavy with a silence that felt almost deliberate, broken only by the occasional shuffle of paperwork and the hum of fluorescent lights. At the center of it all sat Maya Johnson, a decorated U.S. Army veteran, her wrists bound in cold metal cuffs, her uniform jacket still neatly folded under her arm as if it had been an afterthought in her hurried arrest. The irony was bitter. After years of serving a country she loved, standing on battlefields in places that barely made headlines, she now found herself treated as a criminal in the very nation she had risked her life to defend. The arrest had been quick, humiliating, and public. A pair of local officers, emboldened by arrogance and prejudice, pulled her over for what they claimed was a routine stop. Minutes later, they had her pinned against her car, accusing her of resisting when she merely asked why she was being targeted. Maya's voice, calm but firm, only seemed to fuel their anger. The onlookers at the gas station watched in stunned silence as she was dragged into the cruiser, some pulling out phones, others averting their eyes. The uniform patch on her jacket, a symbol of service and sacrifice, might as well have been invisible to the men who shoved her into the back seat. Inside the station, the officers smirked, trading low whispers, convinced they had control of the situation. But what they didn't know, what they couldn't possibly imagine, was that Maya Johnson was no ordinary citizen. Behind her quiet composure was a life story etched in resilience, deployments in hostile zones, commendations for bravery, and a network of comrades who would never let her stand alone. One phone call, one report of what had happened, and the wheels of justice had already begun to turn outside those station walls. 30 minutes. That was all it would take for the tables to flip. 30 minutes before the sound of boots echoed in the hallway, not the boots of scared recruits or small-town officers, but the heavy, purposeful steps of federal agents. The very same system that had failed her in that moment of bias would, in the most dramatic fashion, correct itself in front of everyone watching. What happened inside those 30 minutes was more than just an arrest gone wrong. It was a mirror held up to society, a reminder of how fragile dignity becomes when prejudice replaces justice, but also how swiftly truth can restore what ignorance tries to destroy. This is not just the story of a woman wronged. It is the story of a veteran whose quiet strength exposed a deeper sickness in the system, and of how her resilience and faith in justice turned humiliation into triumph. It is a story about redemption, about moral reckoning, and about the profound truth that even in the darkest hour, light can break through in ways that no one sees coming.